This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, hello all. Welcome to the next session on data dictionary in SAP ABAP. So ABAP is a programming language, the one and only programming language for the SAP. So in the last class we have discussed about what exactly the database concepts and what are the database objects we have, and so how you can define the database tables and how you can enter the data into the database table. That's what we have seen in the last class. And maybe so the data dictionary is the concept which is used to manage all your database objects. And in the data dictionary, the transaction code is the S11. And if you want to create in a table, we are going to use in a transaction code S11. And you already know in the SQL. So for every database, SQL is the main program. It's not programming language, it's a query language. And so we are going to have different kind of database statements in the SQL. One is the data definition language, and another one is the data manipulation language, the DQL data query language, data control language, and transactional control language, guys. And so in the database means always the data will be stored in a tabular format. And so what exactly the tabular table and what is database table? It is a combination of columns and rows, and which is used to store the data permanently in the database level, guys. And so columns is nothing but fields, and the rows are nothing but records, guys. That's an so this is a structure of a table, and table contains the field, and every field is created with assigning data element, and data element provides a field description of a field. And also data element, we can assign not only field description but also we define domain as well, right? That's what we have seen. In the data element level, we define the domain. We assign the domain to the data element. And domain provides the technical characteristics of a field, and that are data type and length, guys. So this is a bottom to top approach. First we'll create the domain, then we'll create the data element, then we'll assign the fields, and the fields we are going to assign it to the table. And this is what we have seen. And whenever we create in a table, guys, there are different tabs we have. One is the delivery and maintenance tab, and next one is the fields tab. Then we have a technical settings. These are very important if you want to create a table. And what exactly the delivery and maintenance? So it contains the delivery class and maintenance allowed. So we have a delivery class, and it provides the transport of the data and also the way we store the table in the database. And delivery class for controlling the data, transport of tables for installation and upgrade, client copy and transporting. You will understand not now, guys. It will take some time. The delivery class is also used to extend the table maintenance. And F4, very important, guys. So regularly we use F4 and F1. Okay. So even this is also one of the important shortcut. And F4 provides list of possible values from the SAP, guys. So maybe delivery class, there are different options we can choose. And what are the different options if you want to know? So press F4, it will give the suggestions. So what is the value we can assign to this field, guys? F4 provides a list of possible values from the database, and F1 provides the documentation of in a field. What exactly that field? What is the purpose of that field? It is going to provide. That's an F1, guys. F1 provides a documentation of a field. F4 provides a list of possible values from the database. And F4 for the delivery class, we have different tables, application table and customizing tables. And fields, we can assign the fields to the database table. For every field, definitely you need to assign in a data element and a domain, guys. You have to assign a data element and domain. And also technical settings in the table, we have in a data class. So what is the data class? Is physical area of the database, where the database, where in the database the area which we can store that table, and size category, how many records we can store in the database table, guys. How many records we can store it? Maybe we have different options: 0, 1, 2, 3, and until 8 we can provide. And guys, so always the database table follows an acid principle. Database follows an acid principle. And A, atomicity; C, consistency; I, isolation; and durability. As part of this, we have a primary key concept, guys. It is in a column or combination of columns which are unique and not null, guys. So If it is one field, the field only itself in a primary key. If you have two columns, the combination will become a unique key, guys. So yesterday we have seen the order and item becomes a unique key. If you have a multiple columns, that's why I told you it's not only one column. Primary key means you people always think only one field, right? No, it's not only one field or one column. So it is in a column or combination of columns. So I can have in a one column, I can have in a multiple columns as in a primary key, guys, and which are unique and not null, and means you should be having a unique record and it should not be a null means space record. Okay, it doesn't allow the nullable values, guys. So that's a primary key, guys. So maybe the last class, so what is the disadvantage of the last class is the bottom to top approach. So what we are doing a lot of navigations, guys. SE11 and what is our table? I think this is the table which I have created, right? And already it is there, change it. Okay, don't create again. Okay, so what will happen if you try to create again? Yeah, perfect. So this is already exists, right? And you can change it and you can display it, guys. So this is the system. You need to understand the what is the options and all, right? So we have a sales order, we have an item, we have a product, we have a customer. Till now what we did is, so we created the domain, we created the data element, we assign the data element to the field, right? We assign the data element to the field, but it's time taking process and more navigation process, guys. So directly, guys, I can have a different approach. So just tilt it. Okay, so it's a bottom to top approach. Next, what I can say, it's top to. Okay, it will be reverse, guys, no problem. It's in a top to bottom approach, guys, because I tilted, so the your font will be in a reverse way. It's in a top to bottom approach. See, you can see the arrow from top to the bottom. It's in a bottom to the top. So without much navigation, guys, simply I can create the field. See, now I would like to have in a price field, guys. So price, just I will create GDE price, that's it, enter, and already there is a price. Maybe it is a nine price, huh? Already some price someone is created. Maybe it is a 9. It's a price. See, 0 means there is not at, there is no data element at all. So just directly I assign the data element and I will double click it. See, save it first, and application table should be in a client specific. And see, guys, data element this not available. Do you want to create the data element? If you say no, it doesn't go next. And if you create yes, that means it is asking, guys, data element, I have given some data element. So it is saying data element is not available. Do you want to create the data element? Yes, I can create the data element. See, it navigates to the data element screen. So it's in a price. And I can create in a field label and it's in a price, right? Price, and control V and control V and control V and save it, guys, and save it. Oh, okay. So guys, in the data element level, not only the field description, not only a data element, guys, I can provide in a documentation of in a field, guys. See, whenever you press F1, you are getting some documentation, right? So where you will maintain the documentation, we are going to maintain the documentation in the data element level. See, I go to the documentation. See here, definition. So this is the field used to determine unit price for the order item. It's a unit price, guys. So this is my documentation for this field. So this is a field, and use, yeah, maybe even I can provide same. And dependencies, guys. See, guys, whenever you maintain, whenever it is in a price, so what is the dependency, guys, for the price? What is the dependency for the price? Maybe price is 200. What exactly this 200? What is the reference for the price? Huh? What is the reference for the price? Ah, okay. Define. So it's a price only. What is the reference for the price? Huh? SAP is in a global, guys. It's not only in India. Tell me now. Think. What is the reference for the price over here? 200 means 200 means. So are you going to work for the INR, USD, and EUR? What price it is, right? So you need to define. See, guys, whenever you order from America, so they will not calculate with the INR. It's in a USD. When you buy in a product in India, it's in a INR. When you buy product in a Europe, it's your currency is also very, very important. So whenever you define a price, definitely you need to provide a reference as in a currency case. So we have to define the currency for the price fields or currency fields. Currency key, guys, I can say it's a currency key for the price field or currency field, guys. That's the name. Example is INR for India and USD for America and EUR for Europe. Okay, so this is my documentation, guys. I'm giving some documentation for this field, guys. Come back and activate it. Okay, and also, guys, whenever it is a name, sorry, data type, you need to provide it. Maybe if you want to provide a data type, you need to have a domain edz 9 and price. So this is my domain, guys. So is the domain is exist? No. So if you want to create a domain, double click on the domain, and domain not available. Do you want to create the domain? Yes, I'm going to create a domain. It's a price. And so, guys, it's in a price. The data type is different. It's not a character. F4 provided. See, guys, list of possible values. What are the possible data types we have in the system? It's a SAP built. They built some, guys, and here you can see there is an a. Do you see? See, guys, it's in a currency field. See, it's in a currency field, guys. So what exactly this field? This field is in a currency, and also we have in a currency key as well. Currency means it's in a amount field, I can say. Okay, maybe number of characters are 16 and decimal places are 2, guys. So see, I have taken in a currency field in the database table and save and save and one request. Yeah, this one, right? Batch 9, first one. And okay. And activate the domain. See, we are in the domain level. Activate the domain. Come back and activate the. See, guys, very important. The back button here. So when you want to come back, this is the arrow. Okay, you are in a domain. Where you, how you went to the domain from data element, you navigated to the domain. It will come back to the data element and activate the data element. I have activated the data element. Come back and see, guys. See, we have created a field with a top to bottom approach. So see, this is easy, right? So navigation here, very less navigation. We are assigning the data element. The data element is does not exist. Double create it. It goes to the data element. You create the data element and provide the required things like a domain and field label in the data element. Even, guys, I can provide a documentation as well in the data element level. So even the documentation provides. the data element provides even the documentation of a field as well, guys. So it provides field label, very important, guys. So data element is very, very important. We can do a lot of stuff with the data element. See, data element provides the field description. We have defined a field description, and also we define a domain, and also the documentation. We can provide them a documentation of in a field as well. That's the name, data element. So domain provides only the technical characteristics of a field, that is a data type and length, guys. So this is what we have seen. So now maybe this is my field, guys. So come back. So just I have shown what is the documentation and activated the things, and come back and save. And guys, so now, so I am going to do the syntax check of the table, guys. To the syntax check. See, guys. So red means error. So it is asking price. Specify a reference table and a reference field, guys. So whenever you declare in a currency field, this is my currency field, guys. See, this is my currency field. You must define a currency key, guys. So after the amount, you should tell whether it is in a Indian currency, INR, whether it is in a USD, whether it is in a Europe, what kind of currency it is. So you must store that data in the database table, guys. So I can say it's in a currency. So what is the currency key? Okay, currency key. So ZDE. Okay, ZDE EDG9 EDG9 currency key, guys. C key EY. Okay, so this is my, it's a top to bottom approach, guys. First I am assigning the data element and enter. Enter means if you enter, if you see 00, if you don't see any data element, that means it's in a new, and double click to create the data element. Yes, so this all okay, accept. And data element not available, this is not available, so create the data element. Yes, I create the data element. It's for the currency key. Currency key is nothing but in INR, USD and Europe, guys. Sorry, euro, not Europe. And also I go to the field label. It's in a currency key. CURRENCKEY. Maybe it's not sufficient. So currency key, guys. So like this, because it's not sufficient, I put shortcut. But here I have an ability to put in a full text. Currency key and control V and control V. Save it. I don't define any documentation for this field. Okay. So for previous field I defined a documentation. For this field I didn't define a documentation. And domain GDEDG9, it's an a CKEY. Enter, and no active domain available. And if you want to create, you need to double click and double click on the domain. See, domain, this is not available. Do you want to create the domain? Yes, I would like to create the domain. So this is in a top to bottom approach, guys. Two ways we can define, but F4, press F4. You can click it if it is a mouse, or else you can put F4. And guys, this is in a field of currency key. It's not a currency. Amount is in a currency. Price is in a currency, but it is in a currency key. Whether it is in a INR, USD, that kind of stuff, guys. Currency key, guys. And by default, it's in a 5. Okay, no need to define the length. It will take automatically, guys. Save it and okay. And activate the what is this? Activate the domain and activate the data element and come back. Now you can see this is a currency key, guys. So what it is saying is, so whenever you do the syntax check, so you must define a reference table and reference field, guys. So for the price, you must define a currency and quantity field. See, there is a tab. There is a tab here. You must, for everything currency, we have INR, USD, Europe. Quantity also, guys. Let's take an example. What is the importance of the quantity reference? Okay, I have a quantity 10. Okay, okay, I will go to the gold shop. Okay, give me the 10. Give me the 10. What is that 10? So what is the 10? Do you need in a milligrams, mm, milligrams, sorry, mg, milligrams, or do you need 10 grams, or do you need 10 kgs gold? Is it right? So what is the importance? So the reference will have lot of importance, guys. See, 10 kg gold and 10 gram gold, what is the cost difference? So that's the importance of the reference field. You must define a reference field, guys. So that's the even table level also, it's very, very important. You must define even the amount also. 200 rupees, 200 US dollars. Tell me the difference. 200 rupees, 200 euros into 200 into 75 rupees. How much? 200 into 75, it's 30,000 rupees, and 200 INR. So the difference is 29,800 rupees, guys. So that's why we need to put what is the currency key for that price, guys. So that's in the importance of the reference field. And go to the currency and quantity fields. You must define the what is the currency field for this reference. So I provided a table. So this is my table, guys. This is my same table. You can provide it, no problem. So this is my reference table, and also the reference field is currency price. The currency key is my reference field. See, the reference is the currency key, guys. This is my currency key. You must define a currency and quantity reference table and reference field for the currency and quantity fields, guys. So this is a note of the thing. So whenever you define a currency or quantity field, you must define. You must define. So the note is very, very important. We must define the reference field, sorry, reference table and field for the currency and quantity fields, right? So this is the thing, and maybe I can define the quantity as well. Yes. So maybe I price currency key. Maybe I can insert before price, guys. I must always put in a um, uh, before price. I put in a quantity, guys. It's in a good practice. Oh, sorry. Huh? Delete. Select this. Oh, sorry. Oh, what happened? Customer, come back. Do you want to save existing editing? I don't want to save. Change. See, I will get it, guys. Select this and you can insert the row, guys. Okay. So I have one more thing, guys. Quantity field as well. Okay. So ZDE EDZ 9 QTY. So this is my quantity field. Even quantity also important, guys. Whenever you bought in a product, maybe sometimes I can order 3 products, right? 3 products, the quantity is 3. For my order, the quantity is 3. Suppose when you go to the supermarket, are you going to buy only single soap? No, right? Definitely you will buy a multiple soaps. No one will buy a single soap when you go to the supermarket, right? So the quantity will have an importance. So 3 soaps, maybe. So I am going to have a quantity as well. So it's a quantity. It's an all real time, guys. The software is nothing but it's a real time. Whatever you are doing on daily basis, that's a software. We are using the software for your needs, guys. The human needs we are designing in a software. That's it. Okay. So field label, and we have a quantity. Okay, maybe a domain. I can take GD EDZ 9. It's a QTY. Okay, shortcut for the quantity. And domain does not exist. Do you want to create the domain? See, guys, very simple. The top to bottom approach is very, very simple. Quantity. I always follow the top to bottom. Individually, I don't create domain first, but the fresher, I need to tell the bottom to top approach first. Then I need to take to the top to bottom 2 ways. But in that, the flexible is the top to bottom approach. Only one navigation. If it is that, you create domain, you'll come back. You create a data element, you come back. You have to note down everything. Okay, a lot of steps required. This is a straightforward. Okay, quantity and quantity, press F4 And you can see, guys, tell me where is the quantity field? Where is the, yeah, see guys, quantity field in the BCD format, QUAN. It's a predefined, guys. SAP has given predefined data types for you. Okay, don't worry on this quantity. And maybe quantity I can take not much. So quantity means it's very huge, guys. 6 is too much quantity. 2. Okay, and 8. See, 6 length and 2 decimals. Total length is the 8 characters. Yes. See. And also, guys, quantity also I told you, right? So very important, you need to give a reference. Okay, the reference unit you need to provide. Field label, yeah, activate the quantity. And also you need to have insert here and quantity unit. Actually I can say it's in a quantity unit. What is the unit of that quantity? And GDE EDZ9, EDZ9, it's in a unit. And double click, yes, it's okay, I will explain those. There is an importance, uh, quantity unit, QTY, it's a unit. And field label, field label is important, quantity unit. And I can say it's I can give full description here because I have a flexibility. Quantity unit, quantity unit, control is so active. Okay, okay, there is some error, guys. Okay, data element is not activated. So we are in the data element domain. Yeah, I need to give in a domain as well, right? So take this control V. So it's a domain. So take it out one data element, enter and enter, double click and S because domain is not there. That's why it's giving the error. Quantity and data type and quantity. Uh, it's in a quantity key, right? Quantity unit. This is, yeah. So maybe quantity unit. Where is the unit? Yeah. See, guys, this is a unit key for the quantity field. So you have to take unit, and maybe you can take 5, guys. Save it and okay and okay. Come back. Error why? So double click this. So this, see, guys, domain, it's in a new status. It should be in a active status. Why? Okay, maximum number of positions are 3 only, guys. Okay, I put 5. So for the unit, it's only 3 is the maximum length. You should not take 5. So that's an error. See, it's now activated. You should not take 5. So for the currency unit, it's in a 3 only. Now I can activate the unit for the currency and come back. And guys, do the syntax check. And guys, so quantity, specify reference table and reference field for the quantity as well. So if you want to provide a reference field and reference key, you need to go to the currency quantity field. See, it is editable mode. Take this table, and what is the reference field for the quantity? Unit is the reference. Yes, that's it. Okay, unit is the
Sir, there is a voice disturb. I can't hear you.